malaria prevention and control has increased.
The 5 days of Regional Malaria Rollback Seminar seeks to review the implementation of the 2011 country roadmaps and develop new ones for 2012. Babakar Kamara, GRTS.
The Special Criminal Division of the High Court has rescheduled the trial of former Information Minister Dr. Amadou Skater Jane and 3 of his co-defendants. It could be recalled that prosecutors arraigned the former government minister and 3 on the count of indictments of conspiracy to commit treason and sedition, charges denied by the accused persons. This morning, prosecutors apparently intended to proceed with their first witness in the case, but lawyer Bori Toure, who held brief for lawyer Kamara, argued that he is not familiar with the issues and therefore asked for sittings to be deferred. Justice Emmanuel Kea, the presiding judge at the Special Criminal Court, later decided to adjourn the matter for hearing on October 19th and 20th respectively. Sittings will now be held for 2 hours to expedite proceedings, according to Justice Kea, who also gave directives for prisons officials to improve conditions for the accused persons based on a complaint lodged by the first accused through his lawyer about the poor conditions in which they are being kept in custody. You can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. From there we take our first break. We'll be right back.
It is a story of a land, of a people, where communication has been our song, our drumbeat. We sing with hearts full of joy. We dream of a better future, one that is upon us now. This is who we are. We are close to the heart of the world. We are as old as time. The soul of man began with us. We are Africa.
Welcome back. Sentencing is set for January 12th in the trial of the man prosecutors call the underwear bomber. Omar Farouk Abdul Muttalib told a shocked Detroit court on Wednesday that he tried to blow up a US-bound airliner on Christmas Day 2009. Let's go with this report for more on that.
Muttalib pleaded guilty to all 8 charges against him, including conspiracy to commit terrorism and attempted murder. After a long recess, Abdul Muttalib replied, "I plead guilty" to each count read to him by the judge. Sounding defiant, Abdul Muttalib read a statement admitting his guilt, saying he did it to avenge the death of innocent Muslims. "I am guilty of this by U.S. law, but not in the Quran," he said. He warned the United States if it continued to kill Muslims, a calamity would befall the country. "If you laugh at us now, we will laugh at you later." Abdul Muttalib's standby counsel and legal advisor, Anthony Chambers, spoke outside the courthouse.
Pleading to something where there's a life sentence is not something that I recommend.
It's been nearly 2 years since the Nigerian graduate student turned wannabe suicide bomber tried to blow up Delta Northwest Flight 253 with a bomb planted in his underwear. The bomb contained PETN, a compound that's been used in other al-Qaeda plots. Prosecutors were pleased with the outcome.
There are other options available. There is a military tribunal system, but I believe that the civilian court system is a valid use. It's a good tool in the terrorism toolbox.
Passengers aboard the plane were ready to testify against him in court.
He was guilty. He put terror in children's eyes.
Bessis says he sat 2 rows behind Abdul Muttalib and tried to put the fire out with his hat.
But it's over with, thank God. We all made it.
The underwear bomber now faces life in prison. His sentencing will be in January. Deborah Farrick, CNN, Detroit.
The battle for control of Sirte, the birthplace of Libya's fugitive leader Muammar Gaddafi, is almost nearing its end. Sirte, portrayed as the City of Arab Culture 2011, is now the epitome of a bitter conflict as heavy bombardments by revolutionary fighters show no signs of easing as they try to flush out pro-Gaddafi loyalists.
The bombardment has been relentless. Anti-Gaddafi troops have been using heavy weapons to force back the last vestiges of the old regime. Occasionally capturing men they suspect of fighting for Muammar Gaddafi. This man is pleading for mercy, claiming he was forced to stay in the city and fight. The NTC is already busying itself with removing all traces of Libya's ousted leader, here torching a sign proclaiming Sirte as the City of Arab Culture 2011. But now it is the epitome of conflict. Gaddafi lavished untold sums on his hometown, trying to turn it into a Pan-African capital. Hard to imagine now, isn't it? Amid the fighting, prayers. The NTC fighters seem devout and determined. This man even going into battle in his wheelchair, his trusty assault rifle across his lap. But this is dangerous. The wounded stream back from the front line, some apparently seriously hurt. Like the troops we're with, we try to stay out of the line of fire. Sometimes the bullets come out of nowhere, comfortably close. Even battle-hardened soldiers flinch sometimes. But there is no doubt which way the momentum is going.
Well, this appears to be the last stand of the pro-Gaddafi troops, who are outgunned and outnumbered. They have their backs to the sea and nowhere to run.
On the outskirts of Sirte, we find evidence of atrocities. Here, a dozen bodies bound and some apparently shot in the head. It's not clear who murdered these men or whether they were civilians or fighters, but they were certainly wearing civilian clothes.
We are here to check. We don't know what happened. We don't know the story. But clearly they are revolutionary fighters.
Nearby, more bodies, with the battle echoing around us. The horror of this conflict is laid bare as it nears its end.
Every day we've been down here, we've been asking commanders, how long is this going to take? And they've been, saying it's going to be over by tonight or tomorrow. Well, today they're saying maybe Friday. I think that gives you an idea that they're beginning to realise this is more difficult than they thought it was going to be. It's incredibly difficult to flush out the snipers. Perhaps only a few hundred pro-Gaddafi soldiers left here, but to get them out really involves a long operation of working out where they are and targeting them accurately. At the moment, all they're doing is driving up, firing sort of in an uncontrolled manner at any building they see, and then as soon as they get anything back, they all come flooding back this way, and that's simply not going to work, I don't think, in this situation.
We now take a second break. We'll be right back. And before we go, a reminder of our headlines. Institutions and bodies that answer to the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs today held another sectoral retreat aimed at fast-tracking the attainment of set targets and goals. The Sub-Regional Anti-Malaria Coalition have congregated to assess progress made in the drive to curb the ravages of the #1 killer disease and chart the way forward. Libya's revolutionary fighters and those loyal to fugitive leader Muammar Gaddafi have been exchanging heavy artillery as the battle for control over Sirte reaches its climax. And Omar Farouk Abdul Muttalib, the Nigerian underwear bomber, has made a dramatic about-face, preferring instead to plead guilty to all charges against him for attempting to blow up a US-bound airliner. You can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. That brings us to today's edition of news. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our program. Still 10.